Welcome, Tolu. Thank you for taking a little time today to talk to me. How are you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited about the text you sent me yesterday. I knew you were having a huge deal coming, so I want to talk about that. You just closed a $32,000 wholesale deal in a virtual market. Tell me how. So, how long ago did you start with us at Wave of Leads?
I think this is the end of 2 months, right? I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So about 2 months total. Tell me, what was it like before you started with the inbound marketing?
Mm, going through that phase of when am I going to have my next deal? Going through the phase of I'm searching for, a seller, going through that uncertainty, and it was a lot. Spending money, some months spending money, not getting no return, and really just having doubt a little bit.
So inconsistent leads. And then what were you doing as far as marketing before the inbound leads?
I was just doing straight cold calling.
Okay, so VA's cold calling and then you closing the
Yeah.
deals. So how have I and how have Wave of Leads helped?
I would say the biggest the biggest transition that I see is I'm no longer having a problem of you know getting leads. I'm having a problem of having too many leads and having to having to bring people on, more VAs and things like that to get my systems right, um, and to make sure that I can accurately, talk to every single lead. And obviously, the deals have been bigger. It closed faster. This is the first deal, but again, like I told you, I have another deal lined up to close on the 30th as well. So
And that one's almost 12,000, right?
yeah, yeah,
So that'll be $44,000,
yeah,
not even 60 days
yeah.
after
Not
you
even.
initially started running ads with
Hmm.
us. And the lead quality, I mean, I'll say, of course, it's the leads. You also have been super consistent.
Yeah,
You took all of the guidance when it comes to our best practices on how quickly you need to get to the leads, how to follow
exactly.
up. Um, do you feel like the leads and kind of that how to conquer these types of leads, do you feel like those two things together is what's helping you actually get these deals closed?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, for example, like the $32,000 one. I mean, that's somebody who needed to. They really wanted to, and that's why I was able, a little bit of negotiation skills as well. But that's why I was able to get that large of a spread of 32,000. Generally, you don't see that, cold calling. I mean, you can, but it's harder. You don't see it as much. So already having two deals, being at 44 and as quick at it as it's going, you don't necessarily see that with cold calling. So
Definitely, the
definitely.
cash conversion cycle with cold calling can be 3 to 6 months. So the fact that
Yeah,
you're able to talk to a seller and actually make the money within 30 days, 45
exactly.
days is huge. It changes
Yeah.
the whole way that you invest in your business. Because
Hmm.
instead of feeling like I'm gonna have to invest this much for 6 months, now you can know if I invest this much and stay consistent for just 1, 2 months, I'll start to
Exactly.
see that ROI.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what other areas of your life have been affected as a result of this?
I'll say, as far as how do I say this? As far as how I think about wholesaling, I've come to a different perspective on it. Not just having myself and having one VA doing what they're doing, but and let me really point out the resources that comes with being with Wave, right? We got you, and you've been an enormous help outside of just the TikTok ads. So just having that resource and having you right there is giving me a different perspective on how I actually need to run a wholesale business in order to maximize my profits and everything like that. You see, so whether I'm helping out people in my family financially, or even friends financially, now I have that opportunity to do so. So I just really want to put that out there and say that I'm extremely grateful.
Oh, I love that. And I mean, for anybody watching right now, you are a busy person. It's not
Yeah.
like you're somebody who just has all day. And this is one thing I really respect about you. You're in college full time. You play
Hmm.
basketball for your college basketball team. So
Yeah.
you're constantly in training, in the gym, in class, and you still make the time to
Yeah.
prioritize these leads. So I love the fact that you don't make excuses. You're super accountable. And any piece of advice that I've given you, you immediately implement it. You're not somebody who knows what to do and doesn't do it. As soon as you know the right thing to do, you're immediately doing it. You haven't had any trouble figuring out novations, figuring out JVs, just figuring out all the things that just help do these deals a
Yeah.
little bit easier. And that's since I've met you. So I think, of course, information is super important, but the person getting the information is even more important because a lot of people know
Yeah.
all this stuff. They just don't use it. They just don't do it. So I'm very proud of you. Just knowing that someone this young and this busy too. And like I have 2 kids, so I'm also somebody who I don't like
Hmm.
making excuses. We
Yeah.
figure out a way to get it done through the busyness.
Hmm.
Because what's the other option? You stay broke, you stay not doing deals.
Right.
So I really admire that about you. And I do want to talk a little bit about what you said about your mindset about this business. A lot of people are, I don't want to say the word scared, but they're nervous about investing into their business. They feel like they can cold call, get a deal here and there, and someday invest the money and then start actually generating leads. What
Hmm.
would you say to those people who are thinking like, I can cold call, do a deal or two, and then someday I'll be able to invest in better marketing?
I would
Because you
say,
were there.
yeah. I would say take that risk, but also know who you're taking that risk with. Like I trusted you, Toddy, because obviously I see everything that you got going on your platform. You can just get a knack for somebody like that. So I would just tell them, take the risk. What's the least that can happen? You're already spending a certain amount a month on cold calling, right? You're only going to spend a little bit more with TikTok or with any type of inbound lead. You might as well do that and see how it goes, because at the very least you're going to do the same thing that you did while cold calling. But in my experience, at the very least, I've made 44,000. So easier said than done. But no, seriously, other than that, you're going to make back what you put in at the end of the day. So I think it's a very well calculated risk, and I think that everybody, should jump on it.
100%. I don't think people think of the opportunity cost of, if you're not actually training your cold calling team, watching what they're doing every day, listening to their calls, you're actually wasting money on cold calling.
Exactly.
This is the
Yeah.
whole lead generation system that you don't even have to think about. The leads
Exactly.
come to you already ready to sell. You don't have the objections of, well, you called me, and all those objections that come with cold calling.
Yeah.
You're getting the lead, 5 steps in. You might as well say, like, this was a cold call lead 6 months down the line when they're
Right.
actually ready.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're not only are you cutting your time, but you're still cutting costs. If you're spending $1,000 a month on just cold calling, but
Hmm.
it's going to take you 6 months to get a deal, that's $6,000
Exactly. Yeah.
versus if you would have put that into a couple months of inbound marketing,
Hmm.
you'd see the results right away. And I think that's
Right.
one thing a lot of times people getting started in the business want to figure out how to do it for like no money or the cheapest way
Yeah.
possible. And while you can, do you want 2 years from now to look back and you've only done a few deals? Or do you wanna
Exactly.
just Uber, mow lawns, do what you gotta do to get that $3,000-$4,000 up front, use your tax money, use whatever resources you have, credit cards, family, and
Hmm.
invest the money up front so you can hit the ground running with leads
Yeah.
who already wanna sell. You don't have to waste that. I know people who've been in the business for 2, 3 years, and they'll tell me
Hmm.
they've done, like, 4 or 5 deals. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, it doesn't make sense. Time is the most expensive thing we have,
It
and
is.
if we're
It is.
not, making the best of it like you have, um, we're really wasting time and money. Because all of that time that you're wasting, all that time and money, you're still eating, you're still paying your rent, you're still paying your car note, your money is still going out.
Yeah.
That stuff could have been at the back of your mind,
Hmm.
automated, all those bills on autopilot
Hmm.
while you just continue investing in your business. And that's one
Exactly.
thing that I do want to talk a little bit more about with you. The way you look at investing in your business now that you see, um, how has investing in your real estate business, how has your mindset changed around that?
So I'm no longer scrambling, trying to think about, am I should I pay this month? Not thinking about, okay, if I pay this month, will I get money out? Now that I've invested and I've seen the returns, it's like, okay, I have enough money to sustain me for months. So I could wake up next month, I don't really care. I could wake up another month, I don't really care. Although I still do care,
Of
I
course.
don't need to, right? I don't need to, say, hey, look, I don't need to have the doubt in my mind to say, hey, look, I don't know if I really want to spend this much this month. I've seen, the power of Wave. I've seen what you can do. And a lot of people have seen what you can do, right? Because not only your platform, but my platform as well. The people that look up to me over here, they see that now, okay, Tolu is closing his deals and he's closing the deals at a large amount. So it really takes, for me, it's like, okay, I want to keep investing, right? So not only do I want to just do the TikTok, now eventually I'm going to say, look, Toddy, come on, we got to do Facebook. And then whenever you
Mhm.
do the PPC, the Google PPC, I'm going to jump on it right there with you as well. So, it's really changed my mind on it. And I see that the return can be substantial. And me personally, I'm going to take that risk every time.
I'm super excited about this. You're going from a one-man army to a CEO,
Uh-huh.
really bringing people on, being
Yeah.
able to grow, being able to spend more on marketing because now you can handle more leads. And
Right.
I mean, I'm right here with you step by step. And I think that's the best part about this whole thing. It's not just here's some leads, go do what you can with them.
Right.
Within our community, within, having me alongside you, and whether it's me or whether it's my team or whether it's coaches on my team that have been here with me for years alongside me, learning and knowing as much as I do. This is something that whenever you have an issue, you're able to come back to the community, you're able to come back to us and figure out how to make that next move. Most companies will just give you the leads. And most of the time, they haven't been in this business. They're
Yeah.
people who learned how to generate leads and said, I'm going to go in the real estate niche and sell these people leads. But they can't
Exactly.
tell you what to do, when these certain really gnarly situations come out of these deals. And with us, it's been 5 years wholesaling, investing, flipping, buying commercial property, buying multifamily, buying single family, and we've done probate, pre-foreclosure. I mean, your deal was a probate.
Hmm.
Um, it doesn't matter what it is. We've experienced it, land deals, and it's just so nice to be able to find a way to help the community that isn't just coaching. It's like giving you what you actually need, the
Yeah.
leads. Everybody needs high
Everybody does.
quality leads. And of course, there's all these pay per lead companies.
Hmm.
But the difference here is these are your leads. These aren't
Yeah.
leads that are being put on some marketplace
Hmm.
where people can shop around and the leads are going to you and David and Adam and James, like everybody's
Right.
getting the same leads. No, these are leads that are coming directly into your CRM. Somebody saw your ad, clicked on your ad, and they don't know anything about Wave of Leads. They don't know anything about us. It's branded to you exactly how you wanted it customized. And I know, have you used pay per lead services before?
I used what's it, I speed to lead, I think, a while back.
How would you
Speed-
compare the pay per lead services to getting your own exclusive
I,
leads?
I would I wouldn't recommend pay per
Cost
lead.
wise and quality. Like, talk about it.
I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I think I forget how much they charged me, maybe 100 to 300, depending on the type of lead they had. But regardless of the fact, every lead was, excuse my language, shit. So I just wouldn't I wouldn't refer it to anybody. After I did, I had somebody actually who does wholesaling too, in Baltimore, and he was trying to do the same thing. I just told him, nah, don't do it whatsoever. So I mean, it's evident, So if I were you guys, whoever's watching this, do not do that. Just come straight to Toddy, go to Wave, and just do inbound. Yeah.
100%. And I agree. I mean, you're getting the same leads for $250. Following the strategy that I shared with you specifically, we're
Right.
able to get leads 25, $30. Obviously, if you want to do your own strategy, they might be more expensive, but even including our monthly fee, you're still at about a third or a fourth of what you're paying to pay per lead companies. Tolu,
Exactly.
you're getting like 90, 120 leads a month. Yours is just going crazy. And one thing about you is you take advice. You're not somebody
Yeah.
who's like, well, I hear you, but I want to try my own way. And if you do, that's totally fine. Your results might be a little bit different, but they'll still be exclusive leads. They'll be direct to you. You're
Hmm.
the only one who has them, unless, of course, the seller goes and fills out other forms, which some do, but most
Yeah.
of them don't. And on top of that, they're still cheaper. They're still cheaper, even with it being exclusive to you. And I love that you've been committed. You have never turned them off. You have never said, "Hey, I'm running out of budget," and what are you spending, $60 a day?
Yeah,
You're
about
spending
60. Yeah.
$60 a day and you're getting this many leads, high quality leads.
High
You've got a
quality.
ton of different contracts, but now you've actually closed two,
Right.
uh, and more to come. And this one,
All
this
the time.
32,001 is
Yeah.
huge. Congratulations again.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming
Thank you.
out on here. Is there anything else you would like people at home to know?
Uh, Well, to be honest, I really want to give you guys credit, right? So I'm going to say this again, like you said, I've had a couple contracts sent out, a couple contracts signed. Two of them, one of them closed, another one closing on the 30th. But keep in mind, y'all, I still have four other novation deals, okay, that I have not counted towards this that are going to close as well. So you
Let's
can see
go.
that it's been not even 60 days, and that's about six different deals. So stop what you're doing. Take the money that you got, go get some money from whoever, and go straight to Wave and do what you need to do. You will prevail.
Amen. I love it, guys. Simple scales. Join the wave.